Oh, no, you should be live now.
Welcome, viewers. You join us round 2 of the Tanso Racing Group's TCR Championship, and we're right in the middle of qualification. And this is round 2 of a 8-round league. We started at Brands GP. We've missed that. I'm just sorting my sound issues out. Sorry, guys. Okay, so it's the same. We're 2 rounds into an 8-round championship. We've done Brands GP a couple of weeks ago. We're at Oulton Park International today. On the full layout, we've got 15 drivers. They're all currently circulating in a 10-minute open quali. And we can see that 3 drivers haven't taken to the grid. We expect them to be in a first challenge, but we can see that the 12 drivers that have taken to the track. You can see that Neil Stevenson's at the top, followed by John Brown, and they're separated by just about a 10th. In fact, the first 4 drivers are all quite close, and we're going to expect the middle of the pack to be very, very close. These guys know the circuit; they know each other quite well. They've raced together quite a lot before, and we've just got coming to a close now. So, right, we are on the grid. We will be on the grid. So we've got 2 20-minute races. Fixed setup. There are fast repairs. I'm going to see cars join the grid now. So to take you through the grid, we've got Neil Stevenson in first position. Front row, joined by John Brown. Second row is Craig Walters and Mark Brown. Third row, Simtech driver of Nick Clibbins and Sam J. Smith. Derek Crowther and Alan Brown are in 7th and 8th. 9th and 10th is Fraser Garrity and Philip McMahon. 11th and 12th is David Smith. JT Johnson. 13th and 14th is Dan Mould and Callum Reed-Garton. 15th, bringing up the rear, is Ellie Neal. Keep an eye on those guys through the live timing, because we're going to see them progress through the grid quite quickly, I should think. Green flag go. And we're off. And we can see the Ignition car. We can see someone on the grass in the background, but Stevenson takes the first corner cleanly. And there is some action behind. It looks like an Insignia car off, just narrowly avoiding the wall. Bit of a tank slapper as we flick back further through into the pack as they come down Denton's in the Cascades. Looks like they all make it through cleanly there. We can see Derek Crowther was the Insignia car that's dropped off to the back of the grid. And we can see the first 3 breaking away now slowly as John Brown's going to try and apply pressure to the back of the Neil Stevenson car with Craig Walters, who's a driver that can apply pressure himself. They're going into the first chicane now, and Craig's just having a little look up the inside. Back behind and 4th is Mark Brown. Neil Stevenson away. Obviously the tyres will be a little bit chirpy on the first lap as they come over Hilltop. Coming towards second chicane, Hislops. Flicked in, flicked out. We can see some side-by-side further back down the grid. Dan Mould is already up 5 positions. Fraser's up 4 already, and they've not even completed a lap yet. JT Johnson's dropped to the back, through Knickerbook for the first time. Craig is now just trying to line up John Brown as they go into Druids, and you can really set them up through Druids to Lodge Corner, which is the penultimate corner at Oulton Park. And it looks like Stevenson's going to hold out for lap 1. Good start, Mr. Jackson.
Yeah, it's the race has been a good start, but the broadcast hasn't. Neil, nice clean opening lap there, got away from the start quite well, held off the pressure from behind, pulled a gap now of 0.6 of a second. So yeah, hopefully from Neil, it's a nice drive off into the sunset for him.
And I don't sorry to interrupt. I know my end. I don't know if my cameras are switching correctly. I can see further back there's another car just flicking the grass again. That was Nick Clibbins. He's using all the track. and a little bit more, as the famous saying goes. We're flicking back to the SRL driver of Alan Brown now as he goes through Island Bend, heavily under pressure from the Dan Mould machine. Did I just hear an engine blow? Dan Mould shows it up the outside now as they come into Forster's chicane, the first chicane. I think he's going to think better of that. 2 cars might go into that. They don't come out of that as he's tucked up behind now with Sam J. Smith, who's a new driver himself, who's tucked up behind him. And we can just see Dan just doing a fake, heavy defensive from Alan Brown. These guys know each other well. He's going to go around the outside. Is he going to make it stick? No, Alan Brown just chops off the nose and lines himself back up for Knickerbrook. Dan will just take a little bit of patience, and he hopefully will be up right behind him now into Druids. 2 up this hill, going to get a little bit funky, so don't force the issue, just a little left flick now. Set yourself up for Druids. Commit to the first, take the second, much tidier from Dan as he goes in, and he might where he is. He just had to bulk on exit a little bit, but now he's side by side with Alan Brown. Going into Lodge Corner, gets it done. Chalk it, that's number 6 for Dan Mould. Just the first couple of laps, no change at the front. Stevenson first, Brown second, Walters third. Mark Brown, is in 4th with an E. And Fraser Garrity, who himself has had a fantastic start, +4 positions, is in 5th. Further back, Callum Reid Garton is +5.
Yeah,
he's doing it right.
Had a good start there for Callum as well, and like I said, is the second best positions gained out of the drivers. And just as we say that, Dan then gets another position, he gets another 2 positions, so Dan Mould's now +8.
And momentarily, he was 3 wide going down Lakeside into Island Bend, and old Alan Brown, he's had Dan Mould come past him, and now he's got Callum Reid Garter just lining him up for 8th position. So Fraser's fallen to Mould. Just a few seconds up the road, 3 seconds up the road is Mark Brown. I don't think Mark Brown will fall as easy. I don't think these guys know each other, so this should be quite good in a few laps' time if the pace persists. No changes up front, but Ellie Neal is making his own little battle from behind. He's +4, and he'll be behind Sam J. Smith. And we can see Ellie Neal. That is a paint job. Is that Aunt Bessie's? Do I see there?
It is,
amazing.
Yeah, Aunt Bessie's.
Amazing.
Can't beat an Aunt Bessie Yorkshire pod.
Is that it? Is it? Oh my days. These northern things. Well, he's just exiting Druids down Old Hall. Thought he was a little bit closer, but he's not. But we can see now there's a fight in front with Al Brown going side by side with, I think that was Callum. I think Callum just made the move, but he's just defending Nick Liggins, who's the other Simtech team. It looks like Nick's just himself battling back. Al's in the walls today. He's having a hell of a race as they go through Old Hall Corner, down Cascade. I think Al just wins that one, closes the door. A little bit of a weave behind. You can see that I think Derek Crowley's just improving, but if we keep an eye on this battle at the moment, it's still pretty as you were at the top.
Yeah, this battle's definitely the one to watch because the 3 cars, there's only 2/10 of a second between them.
So the Aunt Bessie side by side. Al Brown shows his nose, just hops a curb going on entry. Al leaves them a little bit of room so they don't come together. Al tucks back in. Sam J. Smith just keeping a little bit of a watching eye at the moment to see how they're doing. Further in front, Reed is now up with Nick Clivens. I've missed this. Sam J. Smith is the other Simtech car. That's why I was going a little bit skewy. I thought there was 1 out, but there's 2 out. Drivers, please submit your details at the door so we know who you are and who you're racing for. We've still got all runners. I've just had a look down. How far are we through? 7 minutes, 7:36. We've all got 15 cars on the circuit still. That's very good.
Yeah, so
especially 12 of them. This might be a bit of a ploy by Derek Crowther at the moment because he will take reverse grid pole. If positions stay the same and no one falls off by the end of the race. As we can see just up the inside, Callum, that's another position number 7 for him, 9 for Dan Mould. Dan's actually passed Mark Brown, we missed that. If we go up to Mr. Mould, our biggest gainer, you can see just flicking through Old Hall Corner now. That's the visual gap we can see behind Dan, we can see how far he is. There we go. Just a little bit of a gap before Craig. Dan Mould and Craig Waters will be a hell of a fight. These boys have traded paints on numerous occasions. And we can see that Craig's just been nice and patient behind John, as he has been all race.
Just going off the last lap times though, Craig was a 1:45.9, whereas Dan was a 1:44.8. So if Dan keeps at that pace, he'll soon be at the back end of them three.
Yeah, I should think Craig's probably being kept up a little bit with the compressed, with the compression of the second and third position at the moment. He might just have to be lifted a bit, especially with the toe. But yeah, that'll be a couple of laps, I think, and we'll be watching a pretty good fight there. Just over the hill, Mark Brown. How's his lap times doing at the moment? 46.7, his fastest one. Well, his last lap, sorry, his fastest 46.7, 46.5 for Dan is best. I don't think that's right. I think my SDK is a little bit screwy. You can see just coming into Knickerbrook there, fight behind Mark Brown. That's Fraser Garrity and Callum Reid. And Callum Reid's fight forward continues.
Yeah, these are the closest cars on track. And again, if these two keep battling, then I think Nick and they'll catch up and they make it a four-way battle then.
And outside of, we can see just have a little look down the Simtech car now. As that little four's shuffled again, and now L's at the front of that. Just going to look on the outside, no remail. Set himself up for the inside at Oulton, see if it sticks. Not quite close enough. Just a nice little flick of the wheel there by Nick Clibbins into Oulton. A little bit wide. Tyres will be absolute technical kicking. Do you really want to go down the outside of Cascades? He does, he says. Is it going to make it stick? So heading the Lakeside, good run off there, but he just tucks out of it, and that will give Al Brown a chance behind. Al Brown shows himself on the inside of Lakeside. He's got to run on one of them. Oh boy. Bit of a side, bit of contact onto the grass. You don't want to go onto the grass there. Been there, done that. Al Brown drops back. El Neal is off the circuit.
I think Al gets a little tap there as well.
Just gets the wheel on the outside. That's not good. So we're going to see a shake. Derek Crowther is no longer pole position on reverse grid. That's going to fall to Al, it looks like, at the moment in 12th position. So we can see the battle now is the two Simtech machine of Nick Clibbins and Sam Smith. Derek Crowther and Philip McMahon behind. We've not talked about Philip McMahon. He's been quite quiet today. I don't actually know what team he's in.
Philip's actually part of the Tanso team.
Ah, okay. That's a nice little Oreo. Calorific. Right, let's go to the front. See Dan Mould, how he's doing on his strive to the front of the grid. He's still just a couple of seconds off Craig Waters. No change there. Just see the insignia car in the background. Fraser Garrity and Callum Reid.
Dan's last lap was also the fastest of the race. It was a 1:44.9.
Significantly faster than... I don't think anyone else has dipped into the 44s today. I certainly don't think Callum's had enough freedom to sort of do that, really.
And Dan's just set another faster time with 44.6.
So we got Callum Reid-Garton past Fraser Garrity now. I think we've just missed that. I think it was at the start of the lap. Certainly as they're coming down into... just a bit of grass now. That will help you turn your car into Cascades. Callum. And a bit of a hairy moment. Just get your foot on the throttle. Everything will be all right. What have we done? We just got sort of 7 or 8 minutes left. Just a few laps left. Mole's getting closer. Callum's on the grass again, Callum. He's not on the phone, is he? Don't phone and drive, Callum. Not shrewd.
So Danny's now right on the back of Craig Waltz as well. 0.8 of a second behind him. But after the next chicane, his lops, then I think he'll be right up there morning.
So let's keep on this battle, see what happens. It'll be interesting to see if Craig defends, and if he does defend, how much he defends. As we can... John gets on the grass. Obviously, John knows Dan quite well. So we're going to see a bit of a... maybe a bit of a three-way. Maybe this is going to be advantageous for Stevenson. Stevenson did actually win the last race at Brands Hatch. He was the points haul specialist from there. It was 74 points for him, and Craig was second in that. So both used to be in at the front end of this grid. Dan just shows himself the outside now, just lines himself up.
It's just noticing Neil's definitely he's pulled near enough a second away now, hasn't he, from John Brown?
I think Brown's a cork in the bottle.
So well, it's definitely John's now got Craig and Dan directly behind him. With Craig just running slightly wide there. I can almost see this turning into a bit of NASCAR and bump drafting down the long straight past Lakeside.
Right. Tighten your belts, people. We're going to be sitting through this. Craig did show defensive down the hill, and he's just pinching down onto the outside now. There's no room past. He's almost in max defensive mode. It's just down the inside. Oh, shell. That's not a good one. Just a bit of contact to get yourself through. That's a bit naughty. Right, Dan Moll's up in the third, plus 10. Craig Walder's down to 1. Doesn't look like Craig's falling into the grip of Mark Brown with an E. So no flashing of the lights as well. I think there was just a little bit of movement under braking as well. Not a real decision of where he was going to stay.
And knowing Dan, the type of driver he is, in any little gap he'll definitely go for it, won't he?
Oh, aye. Let's go forward to Dan now because we can see him catch up behind John. John had a hard enough time with Craig lined up behind him for most of the race so far, and now he's got Dan. Mr. Mould, so flicking through Druids. This will be the 8th time they go through Druids. Just see in the background Callum Regarton. We must keep an eye on that one because he'll catch up Mr. Brown in the end. We don't want to miss that one as well.
4 tenths or 3 tenths now behind him. He's catching him fairly quick there.
And his fastest lap in the gap that he's taken to strip away from Fraser Garrity and catch Mark Brown, he did hit 45.1. So that's just a few tenths slower than Dan. Dan shows himself on the outside now down the Cascades. Tries the same thing he did to Craig. Bit of oversteer on entry from John there. That's going to sit him down on the exit now, and Dan's inside. This might be a cut and dry job, you know. He might get it done by Island Bend. But then what's going to happen when we go into show? We're going to find out side by side on entry. Bit of a door tap on exit. And John yields the corner. Or does he? Because Dan's gone wide. Just leaving the nose in now, John Brown. Just going to tuck in for the first chicane. That's job done. That's job done for Dan Mould.
Just seeing then Craig Walters has just crashed. He went off track, so he's dropped a few positions. I can imagine though, after his little tussle with Dan, his head might not be in the right space, and he might just lost it a little bit, maybe. Too much pressure on himself.
Talking about pressure, Callum's just... Oh, that's not good. Oh, the immovable tyre wall, and he's not got a front of a car anymore, and that's taken one of the insignia cars of Fraser Garrity as well. He's having a cracking race, and he's got a repair bill from Audi coming. It looks like that car might not last too long. He's dropped down to 4th. That was a big old shunt. He just got a little bit loose on entry, and he just hit the one thing on the track that doesn't move, and it's the tyre wall. That's an unfortunate accident from Callum. And we've missed El Neil going out as well. Ah, yes, you're right. We've missed El Neil going out.
El went out earlier on.
Oh, of course, yes, Island Bend. Let's flip back to Fraser because we want to see if Fraser's going to pick. There is a fast repair onto this, and he might, if he's lucky, be able to drop down into sort of 12th, 13th position.
He's stayed out Fraser, and he's also flashing in Craig quite heavily there.
Right, okay. That's missing out on my SDK. That's going bananas again. So if we go to the front of the grid, I have dropped. Right, technical issues here. Pass over to Rob.
Yep, I'm going to say we'll go to the closest battle on the track, which is between Sam Smith and Nick Clibbins. There's only 3 tenths of a second between them, 4 tenths of a second now. So yeah, this should be quite interesting. So there they go through the first chicane. And so I wonder now if Sam. He's just picking his moment to try and attack, or if he's just going to sit behind, knowing that there's only 2.5 minutes left of the race. Let's see what he decides to do.
You can see the gap between Dan Moulton and Stevenson as well. To see if there is going to be a fight for first towards the end.
Dan and Neil, they're still doing very similar lap times. The lap that they've just done there now, there was 0.6 of a second between them, but the previous lap they were almost identical.
Right, we should only have a few more laps left of the race now.
And it looks like Sam's just dropped back off Nick just slightly now. So something must have happened. But then we've got Phil McMahon is only 3.5 tenths behind Derek. So, which I think he will. Both of them two are catching up to Fraser, who of course has got heavily front damage, heavy damage to the front of his car. So no doubt they'll pass him quite easily.
He'll be significantly slower on the straights. Might have a little bit of wheel damage as well, so that'll be heating his tyres up a little bit.
Again, even though they are chasing Fraser down, Derek's obviously under pressure again from Philip, and Philip himself is under pressure from Alan Brown.
And it's a good little recovery for Alan. He's had a bit of a... He's been in a pack for most of the race. We knew this middle of the pack would be a little bit tight, certainly with faster guys coming through.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Rob, but Dan has now made it past Neil and he's actually in first position. So Dan has gained 12 places in this race.
So the back to the front is completed for Dan. Made look easy. He'll be on his Twitch channel, Dan80. If you want to open up another tab and go watch that, you might enjoy that and see it from his viewpoint. But that's a very tidy lap. Class of the field really, and not a lot of people kind of catch him. Certainly since Callum found the tyre wall, the unmovable tyre wall.
And also with Dan, with getting that first position for the next race, he'll, with the top 12 reversed, he will then go back to 12th position and have to do it all over again.
Pretty much the same again. 12th position currently was, or it might have been JT Johnson, but that might have changed. My live timing needs to update itself.
Yeah, no, I still have JT Johnson in 12th position. He's the last car on the track, and he is a lap down.
I'm almost back, Mr. Jackson. My once in a year iRacing crash happened today. Fancy that. Luckily, we've got another 20-minute race.
That's right, we certainly have. And hopefully it'll be as action-packed as what this one was as well, with the nice close battles up and down the grid.
Sorry about this, guys.
And there we go, Dan was completely miles away there, but Dan took the checkered flag and he came home in first position.
So race 1 victory. Rob will take you through the standing orders, the standings. I can't remember if there's a quick warm-up or not for race number 2. Reverse grid, but we're just going to get ourselves back in position again. We'll do we've got a draw for a prize. We might do that at the end of the race, I think.
Yeah, well, as soon as the results, the official results come through, like I said, I'll run through and go with where everyone's finished.
Okay.
I think we've just got a couple of cars left on track, just need to come over. I think JT Johnson to cross the line before the race finishes.
Right, so final results.
Yep,
Will they be on the screen here?
yes, final results now are they're up on the screen now. So we've got Dan Mould in first position, who had an absolutely fantastic drive coming from right at the back and then finishing right at the front. You've got a teammate of his, Neil Stevenson, behind. It was followed by John Brown and with no E, and then Mark Brown with an E. Then you got Nick Clibbins and Sam Smith in 5th and 6th position. Craig Walters in 7th, Fraser Garrity in 8th, Derek Crowder in 9th, and the top 10 finished off by Philip McMahon. Alan Brown 11th and JT Johnson in 12th, who will actually gain the pole position in the second race. And then you've got Callum Garton, David Smith and El Neal, who all finished multiple laps down due to crashes.
Right, okay. Can you just verify for me if there's a warm-up for before race number 2?
Yep, certainly. I will have a little look. Yes, 5-minute warm-up.
Excellent. Right, so I need to reboot, so I'm going to mute myself, and I'll be back, and hopefully I'll be back in time for the race number 2.
Yep, so while Rob just reboots, we'll go to the action if whoever's on track, just to have a little look and see what's happening. Right, so yeah, we're just back now with only 15 or so seconds left in the warm-up. During the warm-up, there's only really El Neal who was doing the proper full laps. Nick Clibbins was also on track, but actually completely full lap. So yeah, warm-up's now over, so we'll go back to the grid and we'll start race 2. So as we said earlier, JT Johnson was finishing 12th, gained pole position with a reverse grid of 12. Then Alan Brown's in 2nd, Philip McMahon in 3rd, and Derek Crowder in 4th. Fraser Garrity in 5th, Craig Walters 6th, Sam Smith 7th, with Nick Clibbins in 8th. Mark Brown in 9th, John Brown in 10th, Neil Stevenson, who finished 2nd in 11th, and our race 1 winner, Dan Mould, in 12th. And they're followed by Callum Garton, David Smith and El Neal, who all 3 had little incidents in the first race. But anyway, we're on now, the cars are on, the lights are up. And they're off. Let's see if how many... Neil Stevenson's already up 1 position. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Oh, quite a big bit of contact there actually. Oh, and come back on there. Let's just let them settle down at the front, which they have done now. JT Johnson's dropped down a couple of positions. Al Brown's now picked up in 1st position. And Dan Mould, our winner from race 1, has gained 7 positions and is now in 5th place. So that was quite an interesting start. There's quite a few accidents. Let's just jump back to see if we can find out exactly what happened. Oh, so the insignia cars there came around, took each other out, and then just collateral damage, taking everyone else out as they came back onto the track. Some big hits there. So again, we'll jump back on with Dan. So again, 7 positions from the start. There we go, and just gets past Nick. Next up on the list, Craig Walters. Dan's got a good run here again now. Coming off Cascades down Lakeside. Tucked up Craig Walters, heading into Island Bend. Thought he might have got onto the inside for Shelmer Will's corner, but no, he's dropped back, being a bit sensible there, I think. So if we go back to JT Johnson, he's having a good battle. He's been passed by Callum Garton, and then Sam Smith also picked up position, and then John Brown too. So it just shows when you go through the corners off the racing line, you really do suffer. Just have a look at this little trio now of Mark Brown, Callum and Sam Smith. Callum goes down the inside, can he hold it? Yeah, they both come up to the start-finish line to start the 4th lap. Sorry, start the 3rd lap. I need to learn how to read the timing screens better. If we jump right to the front again, we've got Alan Brown, who's closely followed by Dan Mould. Again, 10 positions gained. Then behind him, we've got Craig Walters and Derek Crowther, and then Nick Clibbins. So the top 5 all separated by 1.5 seconds, or just over 1 second at the moment. So again, nice close battle at the front. There we go, Alan runs wide now. That was a slight mistake there. He's also getting passed by Craig Walters. So that frees up Dan to carry on his way up. So again, we've got a nice 4-way battle here now. To Druids, I believe. It looks like Alan got a better run out there from over Craig. So we have the top 5 positions, less than 2 seconds, and then we've got a gap between 5th and 6th of 5.5 seconds, and then Reeve Garton, who is in 6th, is slightly pulling away from Mark Brown behind him. So we've got John Brown, who's slowly catching up to Sam Smith as well. We just set the fastest lap of the race so far with 1:46.14. And just as I say that, Neil Stevenson in 11th, who's not gained or lost any positions, but he did get taken out in the start melee. He's just set the fastest lap of 1:45.79. And if we jump back up to Derek again in 4th, he's down out in front. The gaps about 3/4 of a second between each one, give or take. Although the top 3 just ever so slightly pulled away now. The gap is 1.5 seconds behind Alan Brown to Nick Clibbins, and then Derek again. He's quite close. Was he going to go for it then? Nope. Maybe coming out of Cascades, he might get a better drive and have a run on down Lakeside up to Island Bend. So I'm still just a bit too far back there. Craig is under pressure from his teammate Alan Brown, both SRL guys. One sporting the blue car, one sporting the green. Again, they're just coming up to Hislop chicane now. These are the closest cars on the track at the moment. 4 tenths between them. The next, still got Derek, who's about a second behind Nick, and then also we now got John Brown, who is 6 tenths behind JT Johnson and catching him fairly quick. See that, and he drops down. So again, the closest battle on the track is the teammates of the team. I can't even speak, I apologise. So just looking over at this stream chat, one of you is Chris Cutler. He's saying come on Johnson, so I'm guessing he's a fan of JT Johnson and hoping he does well and climbs up the grid. He's currently sat in 8th position, so unfortunately he's 7 places down from the starting point, but still 8th position, top 10 finish, can't go wrong at that. Over behind him we've got John Brown. He's ever so slightly, well, he's staying pretty much there or thereabouts. A lot of times slightly quicker, so I think eventually he will put the pressure on, which he will be doing now, because he's very close up the back end of him now. Yeah, and there we go, you can see, will he have a look down the inside? Oh, yep, nope, he thought about it, but I think he manages to do it. So as they both side by side now, coming up to Lodge, and round they go, and John Brown managed to get the position, but that's dropped JT Johnson back into the clutches of Sam Smith, who is 7 tenths of a second behind. Derek Crowder is being caught slightly by Callum Garton. There's only 4 tenths between them now. So if we jump on board with Callum. Go through the first chicane. Callum seems to get a nice drive up in the top. Both enter the braking zone. Derek seems to brake slightly earlier, and Callum's all over him. It's a good run through the cover up. Definitely get the drive up Plain Hill as they both come towards Druids. And Callum shoves it up the inside, light on the brakes. Side by side we go, and gets the pass done. There's a nice clean pass there from Callum. So Callum's now 8 positions gained. He's the second biggest mover up the grid. Of course, the first biggest mover is Dan Mould, who is 3.5 seconds out in front now. So I think he's wrapped up, apart from any mistakes, he's wrapped up 2 good wins tonight. So Nick Clibbins has caught up to the back of the Craig Walters Alan Brown battle. And he'll now be putting pressure on Alan, and that'll make Craig happy because it'll relieve some pressure from him. She's coming to the first chicane. We'll go to camera on board at Druids and we'll catch them coming up. So there goes Dan Mould through, followed by Craig Walters, Alan Brown and then Nick. So Sam Smith's now 4/10 behind JT Johnson. Driving up Clay Hill, Sam needed a better drive out there heading up to Druids to be able to get the position. Hard on the brakes there from Sam, back end just popping out. So the gap now 3/10 in front. It's just not quite close enough. There you go, JT goes deep on the brakes and slightly runs wide, which opens the door up for Sam to pass him actually. So Alan Brown still trying to defend from Nick, while also attack Craig at the same time. Garton's now getting on the back end of this train. He's 6/10 behind Nick, so this will make it a nice three-way battle for third position. And we've got 4 minutes to go now in the race, so change the timing tower to show the top speed. You can see that all the cars are quite evenly matched, whereas we've got Callum Reid Garton's done 127 miles per hour. It's surprising really, because I would have thought Dan would be one of the quickest, but Callum's had the joy of the draft. Happy with this battle now. We've just jumped to Nick, who's ever so close now to Alan Brown, but again he's got Callum stuck right behind him. Callum gets a great drive there off the chicane. It's over Hilltop. Callum, yep, he's done it. He's gone down the inside of Nick and gained a position. So Callum, oh, he's got two positions. Alan's to run wide there. I was just looking at the time on the screen. So Callum now, he's also plus 10 positions on this race. So again, he's having a good day in the office. But will he have enough time now to chase down Craig Walters? I bet Nick will be kicking himself as well there, because he's been hounding Alan for quite a while now, and unfortunately when Alan made the mistake, Callum was there to pounce on both of them and get the two positions. So as they're just starting here, they're just starting at 11th lap. I think look at the last lap times. Dan was at 1:45.3. Craig was a 1:46.7 and Callum was a 1:46.4, so 3/10 of a second there. So we'd need about 4 laps the way it's going at that pace to catch up to Craig. With 18 minutes 30 seconds gone of the race, we've now only got 1.5 minutes left. So unfortunately, I don't think he'll have enough time to catch Craig unless Craig makes some drastic mistakes. But to say that, the times Sector 1 he took out 2 tenths from Craig. Sector 2 they were very similar in times. So he's only now 7 tenths a second behind. So if we jump on to Craig and have a look behind, just see that lovely wing. So we'll go back to Callum and jump on his nose as he chases down Craig. In fact, we will go on board and have a look from inside the cockpit. So they're just starting the 12th lap now. And if Callum can manage to get past Craig here on this last lap, there's 3 tenths for a second. If he gets a good drive here, going down Lakeside. Come up to Island Bend. He seems to carry the speed slightly better. But then Craig gets a good drive away. So Craig's defensive into Shallow Hills corner. Callum is now right behind him, 2 tenths for a second. Also approach the first chicane. Callum has to be smooth on the brakes, get a better drive out. While watching this as well, it looks like we just had Nick and Alan traded places slightly, so Nick must have finally got past Alan, but unfortunately lost the place again. If we go back to Callum and Craig battle, they are now bumper to bumper, less than 2 tenths behind it, and surely it must be the last lap now. So can Callum put that much pressure on? He cuts to the inside. Side by side, neck and neck. Oh, he goes up the inside, and it'll be a drag race to the line now. It just looks like Callum's got the nose, but then Craig Walters has the inside, and they're very, very close, coming across the line. And Craig gets him with 3/100ths of a second between them. That was a great finish by them two. So the rest of the field are just coming over now. John Brown yet to finish, Neil Stevenson, Sam Smith, JT Johnson and Fraser. So on that race we had Dan Mould, 11 places gained, right to the top of the tree again. Callum, great 10 places, could have been 11 himself. So we've just got the last few cars to finish before we get the official results. So Fraser Garrity just crossed the line now to finish. So I'll just run through the grid now. The results of everybody who finished. So again, there we've got Dan Mould in first place, 8.8 second gap there to Craig Walters. Callum Reed-Garton in third, Alan Brown fourth, Derek Crowther fifth, Mark Brown in sixth, followed by John Brown. Neil Stevenson in eighth, ninth was Nick Clibbins, 10th was Sam Smith, 11th was JT Johnson, 12th was Fraser Garrity, 13 El Neil, 14 Philip McMahon, and 15 David Smith. And as Rob mentioned earlier, we've got a draw to do for a, I believe it's a track art picture or something for the wall. So every racer who's raced in these races is eligible for it. So what I'm going to do, I've set up a spinning. Sorry, that's it's been really professional tonight, haven't we? So I've set the wheel up with 15 numbers on, numbers 1 to 15. Sorry, I'll be with you in a second, but with our technical issues, things just haven't gone quite to plan tonight, so we do apologise for that, and we hope that you have enjoyed the racing and what broadcast we have done. I hope the management over at Tanso aren't too unhappy with us and welcome us back for another race. We promise if they do, we will be more organised and hopefully have all these technical issues ironed out. For us at Turn 8, we are a new company doing this, and yeah, this is one of our first ones. So yeah, apologies for that. So right, I'll go back now to this. I've set up the spinning wheel.